What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, bringing you the next step for the Premier League Season 4. We're going to see some new faces. I'll try to explain what happened. Well, first of all, we're going to see Team Liquid on the Dire. They've been dominating this entire tournament, and Liquid fighting. A little bit biased, but I don't care. Hopefully it will be a good match regardless. On the Radiant side, it's going to be Kaipi. And that is a team that I've not casted before. It looks like we do have Eternal Envy on this team. He is part of it after being booted from NTH. So he might be getting a little bit of revenge against his old team. We will have to see. But KP is a team that has replaced Pain Gaming. They have dropped out of the tournament for some reason. Don't remember what. But anyway, they're going to be picking up the slack there. I think they are accepting the score from that Pain Gaming had, which, if I remember correctly, wasn't spectacular. So, KP have a lot of work to do. But they are a pretty good team. They're definitely not S tier like Fnatic or Team Liquid or Empire or Na'Vi or something like that. But they are a very, very solid team. With the Eternal Envy pick, I haven't really seen them much at all. So, to be fair, I can't offer a fair analysis of them. So, I guess this is going to be us forming an opinion together. Team Liquid for the first pick. They're going to pick the Wisp, which did manage to get his way through the pool. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go for that classic Wisp CK combination, and might as well just go Wisp CK and then Nature's Prophet. Go for supreme map control in your first three picks. Of course, they might want to go for some other heroes. They're going to go for Nature's Prophet, this hero that Bulba has been playing an awful lot of, and it's pretty effective whenever he does go for it. I don't see why they wouldn't pick up that hero. It's really one of the staple heroes for Team Liquid. And, well, they're going to want a Wisp partner, and I guess right now they're thinking, should we go for something like a Tiny or go for the CK? Or do we even want to risk going for that at all? Because if Team Liquid wait for that pick, that means KP are going to have to ban out those heroes, because you don't really want to let Team Liquid have those heroes. So Team Liquid might want to do that in order to waste KP's bans, knowing that if we pick something else, if we pick a solo mid or a lifestealer, they're going to have their bans forced. Although with a lifestealer pick, bans not forced so much. Because Wisp Lifestealer, although it's not exactly Wisp CK, it's still a pretty strong combination. You get in there with the slow, get in there with the burst damage, or the burst physical from the Lifestealer. The extra tether stun will help, of course, and later on, overcharge means that the Lifestealer is going to be an unstoppable monster. But what Team Liquid have right now... Actually, no, I changed my mind. They do still need to ban out the CK. Because here's what Team Liquid is thinking. Global Supreme Map Control. And with the Wisp, you could tell that's kind of in the game plan, kind of built into the game plan. But okay, so imagine this: Team Liquid pick up a Tinker as well as a whatchamacallit, a CK as their final picks. You have the Wisp CK tether partners. You have a Lifestealer who could jump into one of them. You have a Nature's Prophet who could teleport all around the map, and then you have some random Tinker or Beastmaster or whoever with Boots of Traveler, or anyone really. It doesn't matter. But you have 4 heroes then that could jump into a fight at any moment. That is incredibly dangerous. The split pushing from Team Liquid is going to be insane, and KP, they're going to have to prepare themselves for that. Of course, it is very difficult to prepare yourselves for that, because it rarely happens that you see all of these huge global heroes on the same team. But one way that KP could deal with that, as they pick up a Bane, I was just about to say, they could deal with this through the lanes, because Team Liquid, Nature's Prophet, as well as Lifestealer can, I'm assuming Lifestealer is not going to be with that Wisp, they could be shut down within the laning phase. And if you really shut them down, if you delay the relocate from the Wisp, you really have strong laning, then it's not going to matter if Team Liquid could jump on you with 4 heroes, because at that point, you could just fight back really, really easily. And the Bane is a great pickup to ensure that. Get a lot of lockdown with that hero set up for the Gyrocopter, and they could really start shutting down Team Liquid's lanes before they really start going. I wouldn't be surprised to see KP if they go for that CK ban anyway. CK as well as Lifestealer, it might be a little bit crowded, but that just means they're going to go for an offensive tri-lane. Right now, Team Liquid going to look for a mid lane hero as well as their additional support. Probably is going to be a Lifestealer solo on the safe lane. Nature's Prophet jungle, Nature's Prophet mid, maybe. Who knows? For now, Team Liquid are going to ban out the Weaver, Kaipi. I keep on saying, whenever I read the name, I'm like Kaipi, but it's actually KP. At least that's what I'm told. But I don't know why I think it's Kaipi. I feel like it would make sense just reading it, but whatever. KP. They are going to ban out the Storm Spirit, and they're also probably going to look for a little bit more damage. They got to get some hero to go onto that mid lane as well. Team Liquid's mid lane not yet shaped up. That's why KP are in fact banning out that Storm Spirit. However, they really got to pick up a hero for the mid lane themselves. And Team Liquid going to ban out some more carry heroes. Guess they really don't expect the Gyrocopter to go into that carry role. I mean, support Gyrocopter is all fine and everything, but it's very, very easy to transition that hero into a carry role. And KP just going to continue banning out supports, Storm Spirit, Puck, Queen of Pain, long-range initiating support heroes. Team Liquid, if they go for an Invoker, I'm going to be real happy. Sunstrike, that's going to be some real cool stuff to see. It's only one global spell, but it works, I guess. I guess it works. And KP, what is their strategy looking like so far? I'm trying to figure out. I mean, Darkseer is probably going to go into the jungle first. Going into that hard lane from the get-go. I mean, might be up against a Lifestealer, so he might consider doing that. But either way, he will be on that lane assignment. And really, KP, I mean, their lineup right now is mostly looking pretty defensive. Darkseer and Bane, both pretty defensive heroes. They can set up, definitely use the Surge to get in close, or use the Nightmare to get in close. But KP, they really got to play defensively. If they play too aggressively, then they're going to have to deal with Team Liquid's teleportation. And that's something you never really want to deal with. You never want to have free initiation from global range from the enemy side, because then that means they get the position advantage pretty much immediately.
10 seconds remaining.
KP's lineup, they don't really have any real strong synergy. However, individually they are incredibly strong heroes. They'll have a good amount of team fight, a good amount of lockdown. As you see, the Shadow Demon following the Queen of Pain ban. It's going to end that banning phase. So yeah, still seeing how KP's lineup is actually going to play out against this. Team Liquid's strategy is as clear as day. Whereas KP, they're going to run, I guess it's just a standard 4-1 combination. And that Gyrocopter pickup could be as an assist gyro, but I guess they could still leave their options a little bit open. I don't know.
5 seconds
I'm
remaining.
trying to figure out, maybe there's some like hidden combination. I mean, they do have the Bane to lock down the Lifestealer, which is nice and everything.
Reserve time.
They do have the damage from the Gyrocopter as well as the utility from the Darkseer. There's no real synergy between these two heroes, at least not yet. These three heroes, I mean.
5
Team Liquid, their pick.
remaining.
What's it going to be? Looking for a mid lane? Brewmaster. It's going to be the Brewmaster mid lane.
Radiant team
There you go. Get a little bit of power, a little bit of tankiness in those fights. And really try to balance out the team fight that KP so far bring to the table. Brewmaster will, of course, be heading for that Blink Dagger. So it looks like Team Liquid are actually going to not go for that CK. They're just going to go straight for the Lifestealer as well as the Wisp. You could even bring the Brewmaster in. I think it was them. I think it was Liquid who ran that. You tether in the Brewmaster, get a clap off, get a
10
split off,
seconds remaining.
and you have the Lifestealer pop out whenever he wants to. It's a
5
devastating combo,
seconds
certainly.
remaining.
It is, of course, very reliant on the ultimates of all of these heroes,
Reserve
which,
time.
for some reason, we can't see the Wisp ultimate. Apparently they're empty. I'm not sure what that's about. There's a very solid mid lane hero. We're going to see what KP want to put up against that Brewmaster. They could put the Gyrocopter up against him. Wouldn't be a horrible pick, but Brewmaster is a very tanky hero. Using that clap means that he'll get free damage on the Gyrocopter, and he can just fall right back before the Gyrocopter really unleashes that Rocket Barrage. So Brewmaster's probably going to be pretty safe to handle that mid lane, unless KP, of course, do something really weird. It's going to be a Lion as their secondary support. So they still are looking for, a 1 or 2 position, depending on how they want to lane this Gyrocopter. But Lion will give them much needed disable. And really, I mean, they could lock down the Lifestealer when he has Rage, and then they could hex him and do all that burst damage to everyone else. Nature's Prophet and Wisp, both very vulnerable to that. KP with that Lion pick will have a lot of burst. And really, if you could burst down the Wisp
10
as soon as he
seconds
teleports
remaining.
in, you're saving yourself so much trouble in the next 11
5
seconds, because
remaining.
a Wisp tethering with the hero is dangerous, but a Wisp tethering in alone and then bringing in only one hero gank, it's not nearly as dangerous. Team Liquid, their final pickup is going to be that Rubik, so going to get a solid tri-lane. Lifestealer Rubik as well as that Wisp. And then Brewmaster as well as Nature's Prophet, most likely looking to solo a couple of lanes themselves. Can Team Liquid run an aggressive tri-lane? Wisp and aggressive tri-lane, you always got to be a little bit cautious about that, just because Wisp doesn't exactly have the most lane control. If you do get initiation, the tether
10
stun is real
seconds
nice,
remaining.
and with the Rubik set up, it's a little bit easier to land that guaranteed stun with the tether.
5 seconds remaining.
But Going against Bane as well as Lion and Gyrocopter, it's going to be a little bit dangerous if Team Liquid do decide to go for an aggressive tri-lane. We'll see. We'll see. Kaipi can... I think they would be. Kaipi would be more than okay with running their tri-lane versus the Team Liquid tri-lane. Because I think they should have an advantage. And the Sand King pickup, very, very interesting. Well, another stun is always nice, and looks like it's actually going to be Eternal Envy on the Gyrocopter. And again, I haven't seen much of KP at all, so I really don't know who does what usually. I do know that Eternal Envy used to play the supporty role on No Tidehunter, so will he play the same thing on the Gyro? No. If I remember correctly, he plays the hard carry, so it should be a hard carry Gyro. And solo mid, I mean, all three of these heroes are capable of soloing the mid lane, but who's actually capable of soloing the mid lane versus a Brewmaster? I mean, I guess you could get some Enfeeble and try to weaken him that way, but Lion probably is going to have the worst chances. And Arise, if he goes for the Sand King solo mid, then jumping in with 1 point of that Caustic Finale, really punish Korok for moving up to get last hits. Gotta get the important things up first. Hold on. There you go. Game looking... what that...
places, everyone.
Didn't work. Isn't this supposed to change? Pretty sure it is. Anyway, let's go over who's playing what. Liquid Bulba is playing that Nature's Prophet. Korok heading towards mid lane as Brewmaster, going to head towards a fast bottle. TC hard carrying that Lifestealer. Ix Mike going to be supporting him as the Wisp, and that leaves Fluff. Last player on Liquid, going to be playing the Rubik. On the KP side, it is going to be Bone on the Darkseer. Arise is going to be going mid Sand King, rushing his bottle as well. Zizu is going to be playing the Lion. Eternal Envy on the bot lane as the Gyrocopter hard carrying. Pylai Dai is going to be playing that Bane Elemental. So, yeah, well, it looks like we are going to be seeing pretty much exactly what I expect. Team Liquid opting not to run Tri-v-Tri, because really they're okay with letting... well, I mean, there's going to be two jungling heroes. Darkseer probably isn't going to want to stick on this top lane for very long. And of course we do have Bulba, who is actually geared up for a laning build. Might decide against it. Sold the salve, and yeah, he's buying a couple more clarities. So I guess he's just going to spot this bottom lane now. But really, against the Bane as well as Lion with the burst damage from Gyro, you do not want to go anywhere near that lane. That is just dangerous. You don't want to go. You don't want to go there. Bad idea. Wisp is doing something, I'm not sure what, just wants to get a little bit of a ward down on this bottom lane. With a tri-lane on top versus pretty much a jungle hero, and a tri-lane on bottom versus pretty much a jungle hero, means that the action will really come down to this mid lane. We're going to see Korok go toe-to-toe with Arise. Already we see 1 point of Caustic Finale. I do like this idea from KP. Getting, if you could guarantee a... Wait, how did Gyro get gold? Oh, we killed a treant, okay. If you could guarantee a melee versus melee lineup with as a Sand King, then he will have the edge, unless it's up against a Tidehunter, in which case it'll be a little bit more of a wash. But Korok, his burst is pretty decent, but up against Arise is just constant harassment. It's going to be a little bit difficult for him, and already we see the Bane being a little bit of a nuisance with those illusions. He's messing with the aggro quite a bit, forcing Korok to last hit under the tower. Probably not exactly what he wanted to. You can see Caustic Finale will push out Korok's tower constantly. Gotta be careful about denying those creeps as well, because you can see the Caustic Finale is a buff. So if you have the buff placed, then you could get yourself killed by denying. The only thing that would not go for Arise, though, is if he decides to take these toe-to-toe engagements. Korok going very, very strong versus the Sand King. Gonna bring them both very, very low, and well, 3 tangos on the Sand King should be the same for Korok. And they're both going to be heading on to their bottle. So the way Arise is going to win this lane is, well, if Pylai Dai comes in, that's one way to win the lane, but Fluff and stuff going to return to this lane in response, so it looks like we're going to be seeing a couple dual lanes. I was about to say, the only way that Sand King could really win that lane is if he avoids a straight one-on-one engagement. Because Korok does have the advantage as far as right-click damage goes with that Drunken Brawler, with the fact that he has a bit more stat growth, I think, 2.9. Sand King, how much do you have? 2.6. He does have more strength stat growth, so he will be able to hit a lot harder than the Sand King. You see 63 versus 59 on this Brewmaster. Combined with the crit, combined with the evasion, means that Rise isn't going to be winning any toe-to-toe fights anytime soon. However, what he can do is make sure that he constantly harasses Korok back with that Caustic Finale. If he keeps landing that, then Korok is going to be taking a lot of burst damage, and then really it's going to be a whittling game from Arise, whereas for Korok it's going to be just an engagement game, toe-to-toe fight. We do see smoke up from Zizu, as well as a invisibility rune for the Bane. Looking for a Nightmare, going to catch Korok with it. Here comes Zizu moving in for the easiest Impale after that Burrow Strike. Bone even coming in. Impale to follow up. Korok is going to die, clapping and trying to go to the high ground. He might actually survive this Ion Shell onto Rise, but he's going to try to go for Fluff now. Might have gotten himself in a little bit too much trouble. That Surge, as well as the Ion Shell, really doing enough damage. And well, Fluff and Stuff throws his life away, but he allows Korok to live. Korok didn't really have too much gold. He just bought his bottle, and well, I mean, to be fair, Rubik didn't have much gold either. So he's sacrificing himself. Now he's going to drag Eternal Envy a little bit closer to the tower, but only level 1 on this Rubik. Can't really do anything aside from lift people up. Really selfless sacrifice from, well, Brewmaster. What? Corey. Okay. So he decided to ditch all his items. He's going to pick those up. Yes, he is. Okay. Make a magic wand, try to save some space, I guess, and get a little bit more mileage out of his bottle that way. Exactly what he's going to be doing. Got to do a little bit of fancy courier action, but there you go. Korok back up to full health, chugging the entire bottle. It was a really selfless act from Fluff and Stuff, saving his the hero that could use the gold, could use the experience a little bit more. And now Korok's back into the lane. Didn't have to spend 135 gold in order to buy a TP, although he did purchase a TP. Thought he was going to die. Now Arise, just harassing Korok with those Burrow Strikes. The clap is a little bit cheaper, at least at the moment, than the Burrow Strike. But really, the damage is pretty similar. It allowed the Brewmaster to get a couple right clicks, but Arise, if he does Burrow Strike in correctly, he'll be able to get more last hits if he, just make sure he gets behind Korok with the Burrow Strike, and then he will be able to body block a little bit as well. Race to the Rune is going to be on the bot lane. Fluff and Stuff can find himself a regen. Not going to be too useful. Zizu thinking about denying it, not going to happen. Where is Bulba? We want to keep an eye on. Okay. God damn it. Always. Oh god. I'm so bad at this. Always I miss this like one kill. God damn it. Well, I answered my question. I found the Nature's Prophet, and hold on guys, it's really freaking hot in here. Why is it so hot in here? Hold on. Who the hell put the heat on? Jesus, it's... my god, it's so hot in here. Anyway, okay, we're back, and I only missed one kill. Hopefully that will be all, although we do gotta keep our eyes on this mid lane. Burrow Strike as well as Cross Finale means that Korok could pop in an instant, but if the Rise gets a little bit out of position, then the Sand King can pop just as easily. Bulba on the top lane, 2 points in the Nature's Call, as well as the fact that he does have the Ring of Basilius. Oh, Pylai Die, gotta get really careful. TC is going to open up with the wounds. Pylai Die, though, surged away. Going to be just fine. He's going to want to turn around for this one. Yes, Teleportation Support is coming in. It's going to be Zizu. TC does have his Rage, however, not going to be in time. Burrow Strike as well as an Impale, just spiking up and down. And TC is going to die. A little bit too aggressive onto Pylai Die. At least Ix Mike didn't get into that mess. And bottom lane, Eternal Envy getting ganked up. Fluff and Stuff can eat a rocket to the face. I'm going to count that one as not being missed because there was action that I had to recap on the top lane. Excuses for the win. But Eternal Envy dropping on the bot lane. He has been getting free farm, does have his Ring of Aquila as well as his magic wand up. Really Bulba with some efficient movement down to this bot lane. And Rubik has been holding on to the bot lane a little bit. 6 CS, not the most on him. Just the fact that he's level 4 now is from the level 1 just like a minute ago. Really shows that he's actually getting a little bit out of this lane. Eternal Envy does have the flat cannon, so he'll be able to push everyone back. He will be able to counter push any attempt from the Nature's Prophet. Really, what KP have to worry about right now is the fact that Ix Mike is almost level 6. And of course, Nature's Prophet has been using the teleport very, very well to get 2 ganks off now. When you add on to the fact that Ix Mike as well as TC are going to be joining in those ganks, KP have got to be really careful. They have to stick together, or at least make sure that they have TPs so that they get in there quickly. Teleportation on the bot lane. There's a split being used. Eternal Envy trying to go Fluff and Stuff, but the split from the Panda has already been used, and Eternal Envy's going to drop. Zizu does not have his Finger of Death. Bulba can unleash his Nature's Prophet ultimate onto Bone, do a heavy damage there. There's the wall. Not really going to be doing much of anything. Actually does literally nothing. No one's walking through it. Zizu now dropped to the ground. No more rocks, and there's Korok popping the magic wand for that additional mana for the clap. Zizu taking a huge crit. Zizu trying to turn around for a spike, but it's not going to happen. Brewmaster gets a double kill. 3 down for the Liquid side, for the KP side. In the meantime, the rest of Liquid on this top lane, Lifestealer having his damage cut by quite a sizable margin, minus 30, never a good situation for him. Will cease this tower push as Yellow does teleport in, but Bone kind of wasting that ultimate. I mean, he leveled it up just as he hit the... Why can't I click on him? Just as he hit the level 6 mark, and literally it did nothing. I guess it like scared Liquid a little bit, but no one walked through it. It's so easy to dodge. He didn't have a vacuum to really pull him back, and that's going to be a skill point that's not going to be very well used for the Lifestealer. Early game points on the wall generally don't yield much fruit, just because even if they do walk through it, their illusions aren't going to be frightening at all. So the Brewmaster using a split for the first time, getting himself a double kill, and well, being involved in 3 kills total. Very, very good rotation from Korok. He and Arise both have the exact same build so far. You know, arcane boots plus bottle, standard melee mid hero fare, I guess, unless you're a Night Stalker or something like that. But you know, we'll see. Korok is going to return to this lane. Is actually prioritizing a couple points in the Drunken Haze. That's a little bit interesting. I would expect to see stats. Oh dear, Korok, you are so very dead. Epicenter being used, channeled fully. The last pulse killing off that Brewmaster. Nature Prophet trying to help out, but a little bit too late. Korok has already died. KP, Arise pretty much finding a kill by himself. Pilot Dyer helping out with the Brain Sap just a little bit. What they got to worry about is this top lane tower. TC, IX, Mike, and Bulba going to hit this one down. It should be pretty easy for them. TC, can they get the last hit? Won't, but Bulba will in fact get it. That will give the Wisp level 6, and ooh, teleportation out right before Zizu can land a Hex. Arise does have a haste rune, looking for someone to kill. Not going to find anyone. TC as well as IX Mike successfully walked away from that one. And then Bulba going to bounce all the way to the other side of the map. With an 8-minute minus, he's going to be getting a lot of farm. We still have yet to see IX Mike as well as TC leave this lane. They don't know where Eternal Envy is. But I guess Fluff and Stuff, it's his job to really scout that out. He has been handling the bot lane decently, now level 6, so he does have that spell seal available to him. And IX Mike as well as TC are going to be looking for opportunities to jump someone. It's going to be Eternal Envy if he shows his face. Oh, he's not in range yet. Not in range yet. This could go for Arise, although with Sandstorm it will make things a little bit difficult. But as soon as Liquid realize that Envy is on this bot lane, they're going to jump on him. It's going to be Korok, Fluff. It's going to be all 5 if they have to. Yeah, and Envy's going to piece on out of there. Going to join his teammates in the mid lane where there are 4 now. With that 2 points in Caustic, they'll be able to take down this tower. They should be able to. A little bit of hurt on the bottom lane tower. Looks like Korok and Fluff got to walk there the hard way. The tower's going to take a little bit of damage. Probably will go down as well. Fortification. They could bring 3 heroes into this fight. But really, Fluff and Korok a little bit too far away. And well, the tower does ultimately get defended with Bulba. Thinking about teleporting in, not going to happen. Everyone from KP abandoning that mid push in favor of going for the top lane where TC and IX Mike might be in a little bit of trouble. The Lifestealer does have the Rage. So he'll be able to avoid some spells unless he gets hit with the Nightmare beforehand. Then you could Burst right in, guaranteed to hit. You could Impale or Earth Spike, guaranteed to hit as well. And Arise has found himself an Invisibility Rune, looking for a double man Burst Strike. Gonna catch on to Korok. There's the Fiend's Grip as well as the call down. Korok is going to die from this one. No time to split out. Fluff stole something. He stole the Fiend's Grip. Here comes TC as well as IX Mike. And Pilot Die nightmaring himself. TC trying to get a kill with that vest. The Finger Death flies out onto the Rubik. TC's still alive, but he's taking a lot of damage already. It's a couple down for Liquid, losing 3. Bulba nowhere to be found. He's on the spot lane trying to make split push happen. TC gonna rage and TP out. He's gonna be just fine from this one, but Liquid unable to get that primal split going. Opening up the Burst Strike, following it up with the Fiend's Grip, plus a call down. Really, there's nothing you can do about that. And now Arise on this bottom lane is going to annihilate the creep wave with 2 points in that Caustic Finale, or he should be able to. Actually, 2 points not really doing too much for him. And he's not going to get any deny either. Bulba doesn't have any True Sight though, so Arise should be safe on this bot lane. But Liquid not taking a great fight there. If they got the split off, if Korok found some sort of miracle and got the split off, then it definitely would have gone differently. But just that long range disable from the Bane and setting everything up with the Gyrocopter beforehand, calling the missiles down before the Fiend's Grip actually hit, means that Korok is just going to take all the damage in the world, and that's damage that he is tanky, yes, 1000 HP, but he's not invulnerable. He really can't deal with all that damage. He's going to move down to the bot lane, possibly going to look towards Arise, sitting at half HP. It's a tantalizing target, especially with sentries on Fluff. Gonna eat through the trees, get a lift onto Arise, Fade Bolt, and Sandstorm, double Sandstorm, Burst Strike though. Fluffenstuff very, very weak for the Brain Sap. He's gonna try to run away. One more clap from Korok will kill Arise. We have Zizu as well as Pilot Die moving around. Impale, going to hit on Rubik. One more hit will kill him off. Zizu will get that kill, but Bulba, as well as a stun coming out from somewhere. Zizu on the run should drop. Bone gonna teleport his way out of there. Ix Mike has come in with TC, with the Brewmaster actually. Now Ix Mike is going to let the Bane Elemental go actually. Looks like Korok gonna get one last stun onto Eternal Envy before things end. Now Bulba's gonna teleport in as well. Does have the Sprout if they need it, although now out of mana, Eternal Envy shouldn't really matter. One more hit will do it. Korok gonna get hit by a missile as the last dying wish, but now Liquid trading only the Rubik for 3. No Epicenter being used, no ultimates from KP being used at all, I don't think. Yeah, they held on to all their ultimates in Liquid. They burned the Panda ultimate this time, and you can see the difference that made. One stun being thrown out to that line, things made all the difference. Arise, gonna get a Burst Strike into Korok. Korok, though, gonna get Brain Sapped. Wall dropped down, again, completely useless. Liquid, they're all just gonna run out of here. Nature Prophet doesn't have much mana, though. You gotta Sprout and teleport right away. Oh, too late. No more mana, and you're dead. Goodbye. Apparently, when you impale both at the same time, it's whoever casted first that does the damage. Who knew? Who knew? Maybe these things do. I don't know if actually Burst Strike as well as Earth Spike work any differently, like as far as how their damage is done, or like the timing between when it's cast and when it's hit and when the damage is done. But sure doesn't look like it. Sure looks like the same spell to me. TC has found enough farm to get his armlet and Liquid. I believe that was the first relocate from Wisp. Yeah, I think he did bring in the Brewmaster and then sit around. He might have brought in TC. Couldn't really tell. And can't really remember. Zizu gonna walk right over a Sentry Ward, and probably that with the fact that, you know, they did have a Sentry Ward there when their creeps were there. So they know that, Liquid that is, they know that KP are smoked up with the Brewmaster. Oh, they're actually gonna smoke up in retaliation. I mean, Fiend's Grip is down, but Epicenter is still up. Korok does not have his ultimate. Regardless, Liquid want to be aggressive anyway. This could end up biting them. Although, I mean, if they catch KP here, it could be a pretty good opportunity to strike. If they do, though, they're going to line up perfectly for Burst Strikes as well as Earth Spikes. Liquid going to find that Sand King completely fake. Going to blink forward for a clap. Instantly into the invisibility. Rubik killing in an instant because of that Finger of Death. Arise going to get stunned because of that tether, and he's going to drop. It's going to be 1-for-1 trade thus far. Rubik actually buying back. Really doesn't want to miss out on this. This Liquid looks like they're going to go for a push. They do have the number advantage with that buyback, and they should be able to make a push happen. Lifestealer, though, hitting for basically nothing. Minus 60 damage. It's really, really tough for TC to deal with. That's just one spell cast from the Bane Elemental. It's going to get worse as the game goes on as well. It's going to get worse before it gets better at least. With pushing power from Bulba, as well as a right click from TC, as well as Korok, they should be able to take down this tower as they do, uncontested. That is the final Tier 1 tower from Liquid, whereas they have 2 of their own. They're going to go straight to the Roshan, it looks like. Mech is up on Nature Prophet. They do have the Treants as well. Don't have any way of reducing armor or anything like that, but man, I think they're going to be okay with that. Sprouting him up and summon more Treants. And KP, they only do have 1 ward. They think they should have spotted Liquid moving in. Oh, yes, they definitely have. Using that secondary Sand King illusion to confirm it. With that level 3 on the Drunken Haze, it's going to be pretty easy for Team Liquid to bring Roshan down. However, they've got to worry about this blinking Epicenter Sand King. This could be disastrous from Liquid. Do they have their Panda ultimate? Yes, they do. Arise, is he going to go for it? Invisibility picked up by Pilot Die, and Bulba instantly going to get his brain sapped. Blink forward for that Burrow Strike, and Fluffenstuff needs to telekinesis one onto another. There it is. Arise going to get stunned up. Where's the Sprout? Not going to happen yet. Sprout onto Pilot Die, and here we go. Korok in the back end, coming in with Ix Mike. Where's the split? Where's the split? He's going to get healed a little bit, but the Fiend's Grip will not be enough to kill off the Brewmaster before he gets split off. Going to go straight for Bone, kill him off in an instant. Eternal Envy's trying to go for Fluff, but already Liquid have lost Ix Mike. Not a huge deal. Brewmaster is going to try to kill Ziza before he teleports out. Rock going to stun him right before he does get out. Arise coming in with a huge Epicenter though. TC as well as Bulba taking a huge amount of damage, but Armlet toggling. TC going to turn straight around. Has the Aegis as well. Eternal Envy is going to die. Now Pilot Die, the last one on KP to stand. Bulba going to teleport and block the entrance with his trees. Oh my lord, that was a beautiful play from Bulba. Beautiful. And TC gets a triple kill, surviving just barely with that armlet. And, well, he wouldn't have died anyway. He has the Aegis, yes. But KP this time just could not lock down the Brewmaster long enough before he gets the split off. They tried so hard. They hexed him. They Fiend scripted him. But in the end, Brewmaster took all that punishment and then reset all of it with the Primal Split. That means all those spells essentially, down the drain. They wasted all those spells doing absolutely nothing. And Fluff and stuff last hitting with Black Cannon. Very, very awesome to watch, but yeah, they wasted all their spells in Korok. They didn't get anything done because he got the ultimate anyway. Brewmaster's completely okay with that. They did pick off IX Mike, but it's a Wisp. I mean, Wisp isn't really a huge deal right now. TC still getting farm, going to go for what looks like a Desolator. He really needs to get that plus straight flat damage when he's going up against now 3 levels of Enfeeble. Minus 90 on him means that he's only going to be hitting for 30 apiece, and there's really no way to get rid of that Enfeeble. You can't Manta Split it, you can't BKB it or Rage it. I don't know if you could Purge it. Regardless, no one's going to be getting a Diffusal Blade anytime soon anyway, so looks like that's not even going to be an option. Everyone from Liquid moving up to the top lane. Do they want to go for a tier 2? Fluff and Stuff does have a double damage rune, but they don't have the split from the Brewmaster. Seem to know that Bone is here. IX Mike revealing himself. He's going to try to hide the fact that Fluff and Korok, or I guess at least Korok, are still here. Wow, look at Fluff chucking green stuff everywhere. Pretty cool. Bulba in the meantime, bot lane, trying to defend this tower solo. Should be able to do it versus Arise. Does not have his epicenter. Got a good one versus TC as well as Bulba last fight. But really, they just lived at just a small sliver of HP. Made him pay for it. There's the initiation. It's going to be 3 coming in. Exactly what I was talking about, but this time they could not land a beat on Arise. Moving speed on Brewmaster or not, they're going to all return to this top lane. They do still have the Lifestealer inside of the Wisp, although pops right out. Not sure where the blood came from, but hey, we'll go with it. 12 to 14 is the scores thus far in Liquid. Do have a gold as well as experience advantage. What they got to worry about though is that Eternal Envy. He's not getting that much damage actually. TC getting a whole lot. Eternal Envy though is the type of the Gyrocopter is the type of hero that could really just pull it through for Kaipi regardless. Right now they do have the mech to mirror that of Bulba's. The Gyrocopter mostly going for the utility items. It's really going to come down to the Burrow Strike as well as Epicenter, as we see Rubik getting picked off. My bad for missing that. Looking too much at the items. But Sand King with the Burrow Strike Epicenter is really going to be an instrumental tool for KP if they want to take these team fights, because it's not going to help for the Brewmaster obviously. But killing off the Rubik, killing off the Nature's Prophet, killing off the Wisp, that's just with one simple cast in. Should be very easy for Sand King, at least on paper. Oh no, Bulba gonna find Bone. No way to teleport. Oh, he actually is gonna teleport out of this. Is there any stun? No, there's not. And an easy teleportation from the Darkseer, keeping his cool, making sure he stays safe. Liquid camping out this top lane quite a bit actually. They really want to kill this Darkseer. Darkseer already does have his mech, so the next big item you're probably gonna try to stop is, Pipe or a Blink Dagger or something like that. Those items are a long way off. They do have the split push, so they can just put Bulba onto the bot lane and leave the rest of the heroes up here. Just try to take this tier 2 tower slow and steady. The only problem with pushing against KP's lineup is that they do have the wall as well as the call down as well as the epicenter. So Finger of Death used a couple times to kill off the Rubik instantly. Really, there's nothing you can do about that except for try to get a little bit more health, but clearly not going to go for that just yet. Lots of treants on the front lines. TC is going to open up in the tower. They should be able to take this. If Bone gets too close, then it's going to be a blink into a clap, tether stun as well. Fortification will slow this push down just a little bit. Try to buy enough time for them to make a trade in this bot lane. What the hell was that? Call down being used? Really? Yeah, use the call down to farm. Why not, I guess. But a free tier 2 tower for Liquid as Korok and IX Mike thinking about tethering to someone. Zizu revealing himself on the bot lane. Is it really worth investing 3 heroes to kill off this lion? Gotta wait for it. We'll wait. We'll wait, IX Mike. Keep up with him. Keep him selected as well. Bulba is going to get the tower denied. The push ultimately unsuccessful for KP, letting Liquid take that tower. But IX Mike as well as Korok and TC, they're all looking for blood. They just want someone to reveal themselves. Is it going to be Bone? Possibly. They do see the ion shells, but it's going to be a little bit blind, and TC's had enough of waiting. There is farm to be had. He's not going to wait around for it. I don't know what the Sand King was doing over here. I mean, clearly it didn't really phase the Ancient Rumble Hide and Thunder Hides that much. But whatever, I guess. Even Sand Kings need a little bit of a break sometimes. Sand King works really hard. Doesn't get any respect either. 337 on our eyes. I keep on seeing this guy and seeing the AR, and I'm thinking art style. But I don't know if did art style retire? I don't know. He's definitely not in the scene anymore. At least not in a huge way. TC might be in a little bit of trouble. Gotta watch out for that Fiend's Grip. Does still have the Aegis though. How long is that going to be up for? Oh, not long at all, as just disappears. Lifestealer now without the second life. Has to watch out for that Beams Grip, and a gem now up on Bane Elemental. Trying to wrest control away from map control away from Liquid. Liquid, they can make a straight push onto the bot lane, onto the mid lane. With Bulba making sure the top lane doesn't get too out of control. I mean, it should be fine for them to do so. And it's actually going to be 4 on this mid lane with Bulba handling that bottom lane. Ion Shell's not going to phase TC one bit, who now does have his Desolator. So that plus 60 damage really going to help, but more importantly, it's going to be the minus armor that helps. So even though Lifestealer probably not going to be hitting very hard because of this Enfeeble, the buffs will still be applied. So there's a relocate straight onto Eternal Envy. Oh, you are in so much trouble. No BKB to get out of this. Nightmare from his friendly, but it's not going to help him. He's going to get beaten down. Now Pylai Die on the run as well. No tether stun and a 3-man impale from Zizu going to save him. Very well done. Ix Mike going to return to the jungle area, but in the end, it is still the hard carry from KP lost as well as the tower. That is without the Aegis, and Liquid going to keep this gravy train rolling. Korok does still have his blink clap into a split. Gotta watch out for now a blinking darks here, but only 1 level of that wall of replica. Where's the second? You got it level 6, but not level 11? Are you kidding, man? Are you kidding? BKB, it's, I guess Eternal Envy wants him to have it, but still the tower's gonna get dropped down. Overcharge, starting to get leveled up. There is the blink into a huge back, but that's it. Bone, where's your spellcasting? Epicenter as well, doing heavy damage to Fluff Bulba as well as Ix Mike with the mech charge, keep them all alive. Vacuum back will cancel that Sandstorm, and Arise is on the run. Arise should die for 1 more rock. The Nightmare actually helping him, but no, it's going to be Wisp taking that kill as well as Pylai Die dropping. And now Zizu's going to get beaten down by TC. Eternal Envy as well as Arise are both back, going to get a 2-man in that Burrow Strike, but the clap as well as Telekinesis. Arise going to get critted down by Korok. Now Eternal Envy going to land straight into a Sprout. TC just wants to get in there. He will be able to get in there. Eternal Envy, though, with the 10-second BKB charge, use it to simply run away from his dying Raxes. Really not looking good for KP right now this game. I don't know what the hell that initiation was. I don't know why Darks here has only 1 point in Wall of Replica when he can have 2, and he got Wall of Replica at level 6. I don't know why he blinked into there, got no wall off. I mean, he casted the vacuum. He had more than enough time to get the Wall of Replica off, but he just didn't cast any of that. He was waiting for Arise, I guess, because a huge vacuum into a Burst Strike into an Epicenter, that could wipe Team Liquid very, very easily, but that just simply didn't happen. I don't know what happened with this Darks here, but either way, it just didn't work out for KP. Now a Rax down. And that is going to be an absolute pain, considering the team that they're playing against. This is a team that could capitalize on Raxes to the fullest, because they could push that lane with Raxes, as well as all your other lanes, with the global control from the Prophet, as well as the Wisp. Bulba already does have his Orchid on top of a mech hand of Midas, who's leading the way as far as farm goes. This is the Lifestealer. Now he's going for a heart. So even if he does get gripped, we're not going to worry too much. 3 now in the jungle. They're still just farming. They're getting a lot more gold than KP, having access to both their own farm in the jungle, in their own jungle, as well as the enemy jungle. In KP, they're really forced into the base. They'll have this steady stream of creeps falling onto this bottom lane. And Eternal Envy should be able to deal with this, but really he doesn't do any damage. His BKB and drums, it's an incredibly defensive utility build. And if they had another huge source of damage, I would say that's alright, but really, the only one who's doing damage is Sand King's Epicenter, as well as a wall, which isn't going to come out, because Bone apparently has some issues with casting it. Looks like Liquid want to group up for this next Roshan. Timer's going to be pretty much spot on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ah, damn it, I'm like 3 seconds, 4 seconds off. So close. Roshan is going to be brought down very easily by Liquid. Got to worry about Sand King on the top lane, pushing with his 4 points to Caustic Finale, but you know they'll gladly sack the tier 2 tower, because they do have the Raxes in their favor, as well as another Aegis now on TC. Oh no, and Arise, you gotta run. Blink out, it should be fine.
You know the drill.
But Liquid go straight for mid lane. Take this tier 2 tower, should be a very easy pick for them. Or even go for the top lane. Why not? Split the Raxes up. Wisp going to be packing around that Vlad's. TC's going to be life-stealing additionally on top of the feast, and Korok's whatchamacallem, Brewlings are also going to be benefiting now that they do have the Aghanim Scepter plus the Lifesteal Aura. It's going to be very difficult for KP to take this fight. That is not to say that they cannot do it, however. They have the wall, they have the call down, as well as an Epicenter. That's really all you need to take a good fight. but all that has to land very, very well, and it looks like that's not going to happen. Korok going to get the jump onto Pilot Die. Zizu trying to throw out a stun, not going to happen, instantly disabled, and he's going to drop as well. The Darkshare's in the air, Epicenter coming in, doing heavy damage to Ix Mike as well as Bulba, won't be able to take down anyone. Mech Charge will keep them all alive. Eternal Envy popping off his BKB, trying to stand and fight, but TC is just going to town onto this Darkshare, walking through walls, no big deal. Arise trying to burrow strike his way out, but Wisp with one more right click will do the job, and it's 3 down for KP. Liquid haven't lost a single hero, sending Eternal Envy into the air. He's going to drop him down into a couple of trees, and he's going to get lifted up in the air, silenced, and beaten down. Another blink to Vac, but Bone is really just playing the game that he cannot afford to be playing, that his team cannot afford to be playing. As now they're going to be 2 Raxes down. That fight just so dominant from Liquid. If they had like a very, very quick Hex on the Korok, they might have been able to capitalize on that mistake of blinking in. But right now, Lifestealer is just absolutely terrifying. Fluff with a Blink Dagger can get the jump on. Oh shit, Zizu. Dropped everything he has on Bulba and almost dropped him to half HP. Bulba's pretty tanky, man. He's level 17. And TC, oh, almost Fiend Script. The mid Raxes have fallen. Top Raxes can be taken very easily with the heart now on the Lifestealer. He could do it himself. And I gotta say, that's GG. Called GG prematurely a couple times before, but this time, I mean, their 2 Raxes down, they don't have any damage, and their tier 4 towers are going to get beaten down. Lifestealer is nigh unkillable, especially with Ix Mike supporting him with that overcharge. That is about as fast as you would expect a Lifestealer to be attacking with an AC or with a Rage on, not with no attack speed items at all. There's a GG call. Zizu has had enough. Oh, Fluff stole the Finger of Death. Call down, Vacuum, and Liquid just aren't dying. Ix Mike, run. Oh, one more bullet will kill him. TC will die as well. But here we go, TC. Man mode time. Ready? Are you ready? He's not going to man mode. He's just going to kill the Raxes. But that enfeeble. TC. TC. Oh, burst strike. Ah, it will be enough. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching Team Liquid take game number 1 between themselves and KP. We're going to be moving on to game number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. If you did not, let me know why. GG! GG! Liquid too strong.